Hello internet people, my name is Robert and I hope you're having an awesome day. The other day, while logging into my Etoro account, I noticed this message. In summary, it says 71% of people lose money on Etoro when trading with CFDs. Whoa, wait a minute, what? I'm about to invest and they warn me about this? That's kind of nice of them, right? And actually, it's not just Etoro. Here's Trading 212 and Plus 500. It's basically on all CFD platforms. You've probably seen this message, but have you ever wondered why would these companies display these warnings so prominent? Do you think they were like, hey, these people are losing money, we need to warn them?
Ooh, you suck!
Okay, no idea why I always use that accent. It's horrible. I need to learn a new one. Anyway, no, these companies are not that nice to warn you about these risks. These warnings are there because of the regulations. Basically, the authorities want to make sure that people understand that CFDs carry a lot of risks. And the Australian financial regulator went as far as suggesting that trading CFDs is riskier than gambling on horses or going to the casino. Okay, listen.
Listen to me very carefully.
On Etoro, in most cases, if you're holding a non-leveraged buy position for ETFs, cryptos, or stocks, you're actually trading the real asset, not a CFD. Oh, and thanks to my fellow YouTuber Panda Boss for letting me know about this. Apparently I was still stuck in 2018 when pretty much everything was a CFD on Etoro. Check out her channel for great personal finance tips. I'll leave link in the description. So when you're shorting a position, leveraging any asset or trading commodities, currencies and indices. Indices? How do you pronounce that word?
Indices.
That's when you're dealing with CFDs. This might change in the future, but as of now, that's how it is. You can always check if the asset is a CFD in Etoro. Just go here inside the asset, and then here at the top, you can see that you have the CFD mark. Robert, what's a CFD? Oh yeah, I guess I didn't explain that. To those that are not sure what CFD is, it just means contract for difference. That's it.
No shit.
Bad jokes aside, in a nutshell, you're not trading a real asset like a stock, but instead you're making a contract with the broker or whoever is selling it to you, which basically says this is the price of the underlying asset at the moment you make the contract. If it goes up in value, then the broker will pay you, and if it goes down in value, you will pay the difference to the broker. You could also do the opposite, and that's called shorting a position. In that case, if the stock goes down in value, you get the money. But to be honest, on Etoro, you won't even notice the difference between a real asset and a CFD while trading. Okay, so the question is, why so many people lose money with CFDs? I mean, what's going on? Here's some of my opinion mixed in with research. In general, CFDs are not a bad thing, and they have real benefits, like you being able to short a position. And with CFDs, you'll get access to pretty much any stock market in the world. Personally, I think the biggest reason for the losses is that many beginners invest with relatively small amounts. So let's say you would start with $1,000. And let's say you're able to have a great year in stock trading and you're up like 20% in a year. That means you just made $200 in a year or $17 a month. Oh wait, that doesn't sound that much. Let me add a bit of leverage. Ooh, yeah, 5-time leverage. How much profit do I make now? Ooh, $83 a month. Okay, I've basically doubled my money in a year. Oh boy, sign me up. Not so fast, Robertinho. Have you thought about what will happen if the market goes down by 20%? Oh geez, what? You lose all your money. Ay. So basically a lot of people want to get rich quickly. Maybe they've seen a crypto millionaire and they want the same, but instead they end up like this guy. Now, when I started on Etoro back in 2017, let's take a look at the stats. I was investing with like $1,000 and I was looking to make money fast. So I went for cryptos, although I have no knowledge about them or why they are worth the market price. I just speculated. And as you can see, here is the result. I lost a third of my money and I hope I learned something from it, but it took me some time because still in 2018, I was still trying to dip my toes in cryptos, but it didn't go that well. As you can see, the losses were even more. But after that, I hope I've now learned my lesson and I try to minimize my risks. And remember, it's harder to gain back losses than to gain wins. And if that doesn't make sense, let me show you an example. Let's say you have $1,000 and you lose 30% of your portfolio. That means you have $700 left. To gain back those $300, you need to gain about 42%. And if you lost 50% of your money, you need to gain 100% to get back to the initial $1,000. This is why your first objective should be to try to minimize your risks, because one big loss will wipe out all your gains. Do you know how to actually get rich? Of course, by subscribing to this channel, because I release videos just like this one. I focus on side hustle and investing, and I think you might like that. For great tips on the investment strategies, check out the white video card, should appear somewhere here. I'm not saying you can't use leverage, but please be really careful with it. You're practically gambling with your money. On some platforms, you can have up to 50 times leverage. That's just insane, really. If the asset goes down by 2%, your money is gone. It's poof. Now, don't worry, on Etoro you can't lose more money than you put into the account, so you're not gonna owe something to Etoro, but you could lose all your money on your account, especially when you leverage. So always put stop losses, always. Now, another factor that could influence the losses is that CFDs have higher fees. Basically, you have the spread fees when you're buying an asset, so Etoro adds a small fee whenever you trade in a CFD. Then you also have overnight fees which get charged every day, so over a long time with leverage they add up. In Etoro you can see the fees in the buy and sell pop-up here at the bottom. If you want to know more details about all Etoro fees, check out the white YouTube card, should appear somewhere here. I'll go through all the fees on Etoro. Another risk with CFDs is something called gapping. Okay, I know it sounds like something related to the adult movie industry, but actually it refers to the idea that CFDs can move in price, for example, from $6 to $5 without stopping anywhere in between. So even if you have a stop loss of 5.5, it might execute only at $5 because the price moves so quickly, or maybe because the aftermarket price fluctuated. All of this just adds more risk. Now, to be honest, in general, the biggest risk with CFDs I see is with leverage. If you're using high leverage, you're taking huge risks. And you're not investing, you're basically gambling. It's that simple. If you're not an experienced trader, I personally don't advise using leverage. Otherwise, you end up being part of this statistic. Since we were talking about risks with CFDs, how about learning a proper investing strategy so that you limit your risks? More about that in the first video right here. And have you heard of the expression, what you can't measure, you can't improve? Well, if you want to get richer, you need to make sure that you track your spendings on a monthly basis. More about that in the second video right here.